Hello, my name is Bonnie Barnes. I'm one of the co-founders and Chief Executive Officer of the Daisy Foundation. In a few minutes, I'll introduce you to my fellow Daisy co-founder and husband, Mark. We are so honored to congratulate you all on the tremendous achievement of coming this far in your nursing education. Of course, we all know you haven't completed all of your education because there is no profession with more continuous learning than nursing. We suspect you are approaching the first of numerous milestones. And if you are graduating or nearing your graduation, we hope this is the only time you have to do so in the midst of a pandemic when you are likely having no live commencement ceremony. For you who are just about to graduate, our hearts go out to you for missing the opportunity to walk to the stage in front of your family and your friends and with your classmates to receive your diploma. We can only imagine all the work you have put into your education and training that has brought you to this point. So we appreciate being able to share our thoughts with you and all of you in nursing school as you embark on your career as a nurse, dedicating yourself to the country's most trusted and now likely most beloved profession. Mark and I know what it feels like to be in the hands of expert nurses, as we were deeply touched by the care our son Patrick received during his 8-week hospitalization 20 years ago. Pat lost his battle to complications of the autoimmune disease ITP, but being at his bedside throughout those horrendous weeks as he became increasingly ill, we gained a profound respect for the work direct care nurses do for patients and families. We were extremely impressed by the clinical excellence Pat's nurses demonstrated with every interaction. Clearly, their years of training and skill were brought to bear on his complex medical condition. But as a patient family, with Pat in 2 very fine hospitals, we expected his nurses would be excellent clinically. What we didn't expect, what touched us to our core, was the way that care was delivered. Pat's nurses' sensitivity, their kindness, their compassion not only to him, but to all of us in our family during such a fearful, confusing, and vulnerable time made an enormous difference in our experience. That's why we created the Daisy Foundation and the Daisy Award for Extraordinary Nurses. When Pat died, we felt compelled to say thank you to nurses for what you do every day taking care of patients and families. Well, we never imagined that our statement of gratitude, started 20 years ago, would result in nearly 4,500 healthcare facilities and colleges of nursing committed to honoring their nurses, faculty, and students with our recognition program. The Daisy Award is recognizing nurses not only throughout the United States, but also in 28 other countries. We are grateful for the huge things you will do as nurses that save lives, keep patients safe, restore and maintain our health, and transform our healthcare system. And we're deeply grateful for the little things you will do that are magnified during the worst of times when we as patients are in your hands. If we may offer one thought as you go forward in your careers as nurses, it's this, and it's something I believe is being ingrained in you by your education. The transformation going on in healthcare and in nursing means the challenges and opportunities you face will be tremendous, as you no doubt realize. You will be called on to be great leaders at the bedside. You will be innovative and resourceful. If recent months are predictive of the future, you will be courageous. But here's our key point. No matter how difficult this work is, physically, intellectually, and emotionally, no matter how much technology you need to manage to take care of your patients, no matter how many tasks you must accomplish during your day, no matter how much documentation you're required to enter, no matter how exhausted you may be, please never forget the reason I hope you all started on the journey to become nurses in the first place, in whatever role you've chosen, and that is to take care of people who need you to treat them with dignity, humanity, and compassion, no matter what condition they may be in. Please know that there are times that the best thing you can offer a family member is a heartfelt hug, because we know from experience that there is no hug like a nurse's hug. During the pandemic, of course, it's likely that the hug you're giving a family member will be a socially distant and symbolic one, maybe given on FaceTime as you connect your patient with their spouse, partner, child, or parent. But your virtual hug will be as meaningful to your patients' families as Patrick's nurses' hugs were to us. Please never forget that the person in that bed or in that chair deserves to be treated as you would treat a member of your own family. And please know that while not every patient or family member will tell you this, when you care for them not only with your brain, but also with your heart, they will never forget you. Your impact on them, the difference you make in their experience, will be tremendous, and they will be as grateful to you as we are to the nurses who cared for our Patrick and our family 20 years ago. Now, as I said, I'd like to introduce my husband, Mark, my life partner and Daisy's co-founder.
Hi, as Bonnie said earlier, I'm Mark, her faithful and loyal assistant. And I have to share with you that at almost every Daisy Award presentation we attend, and in virtually every note we receive from a Daisy recipient, we hear the same words. I didn't do anything special, I was just doing my job. And we used to think that you were all taught that phrase in nursing school. But numerous deans have told us that isn't true. We also used to think that nurses were unsung heroes, but I don't think anyone feels nurses are unsung anymore. The gratitude now being shown has been overwhelming. And who will ever forget the nightly applause that residents in many cities stage from their homes and apartments every night? Firefighters, police cheering as nurses go to work, and so much more. The Daisy Foundation has been providing patients and families a way to say thank you to nurses for over 20 years. So we are naturally thrilled to see and hear this outpouring of gratitude. But we're still not sure that nurses fully understand the impact they have on patients. Often it requires a nurse to become a patient themselves before that registers. Hopefully that won't be necessary for you. So while we hope you never lose your humility, we also hope you will never forget that you don't need a pandemic to be a hero. You must never forget that just doing your job means so much to a patient and their family. And not doing anything special is so very special to them. All you have to do is remember that every day you will make your patient's life better. Not just with the care you deliver, but the way you deliver that care. They won't remember the electronic health record you filled out. They won't remember the needle you inserted. Hopefully they won't remember that. But what they will remember is your smile, even if it's only your smiling eyes they can see over your mask. They will remember when you took a moment to hold their hand. They will remember your hug, your words of comfort. They will remember you were there when they needed you. They will remember you were their advocate. That is why you will be your patients' heroes the rest of their lives, and why your patients and your families will always remember you. One day, when you receive a Daisy nomination from a patient or their family thanking you, they will thank you for going to the store to buy that special ice cream treat for your young patient that had no appetite. They will thank you for being there when life support is turned off with a hug is more than words can ever say. They will thank you for staying past your shift with a dying patient when no one else could, because no one should ever die alone. They will thank you for making sure that Tiger and Pooh Bear are in the recovery room when your young patient wakes up from surgery. They will thank you for going through the trash in the basement to find an elderly patient's treasure that housekeeping had thrown away because they thought it was trash. They will thank you for sending the cancer patient home with a smile and the courage to fight that long months ahead. They will thank you for working with transport to take the patient up to the roof so he could have one more look over the town and the mountains that he loved. They will thank you for giving a shave and a haircut to the homeless patient who had died so that his parents, who hadn't seen him in 3 years, would remember him as he was, not what he had become. And they will thank you very, very much for going to the store for some gin and vermouth and making the perfect martini so the couple that had been married for 64 years could enjoy their nightly cocktail while the wife was in the hospital. And someday, a couple who has just lost their son after 2 months in the hospital will thank you for decorating his room and fixing that special dinner for their son and his wife so they can have a special anniversary dinner together. And they will thank you for being the night nurse who took all his breaks with their son to play sports trivia when he couldn't sleep. And they will thank you for being there when life support was turned off. They will never forget you or that hug. In other words, they will thank you for just doing your job. They will thank you for not doing anything special. They will thank you for being their hero. They will thank you for being a nurse.